Hey guys, we're back on figures again this week. This time we're going to be looking at Hasegawa's 1/12 scale clear figure in her sci-fi outfit. Let's open her on up and take a look. Uh, as I've mentioned before, Hasegawa does a very nice job of packaging these figures so that you should not have to worry too much about them breaking in transit, which is obviously a very good thing. Oh, alright. So, as is always the case with these figures, the part breakdown is pretty straightforward. Nothing really too surprising. Um, the only thing I did find surprising was that they did not do a lot of cleanup as far as parts are concerned. They're obviously all still on the trees. They did nothing to pull them off, so that is something to be aware of. You are going to have to do a fair bit of cleanup. Now, this could just be a case of my copy of this figure, but as always, you never know. So, starting off with her torso, all of her detailing is very nicely sculpted and rendered. No real issues there. Much the same on her first arm, as well as on the gun. Though I will say it would have been nice had they done the gun separately. This way, make it a lot easier to paint. So that is a bit of a downside. Continuing on, again, a lot of detail sculpt in her hand, especially her fingers, is nicely rendered. And much the same in the face and the forelock. Now, unlike a lot of the figures we've seen, back of it here, they've done very well at sculpting. I found no complaints here. And even just trying to do a rough fitting, even with the gates on, it fits quite nicely. So, bravo there. Lastly, her legs. There is a little bit of clamp you're going to have to do. Some mold lines, but that's to be expected. All I'll say is just take your time, go slow, make sure you're not accidentally oversanding and destroying detail, or cupping too much and making it more work for you than you need to. So give me 2 seconds to get these parts back away, and then we'll move on to the decals and the instructions. So we're given 2 sets of eyes and multiples of those sets. Again, it's always nice to have extras just in case you goof up. One set has her looking to the side, the other looking straight ahead. Personally, I think that given the posing of the figure, the to the side is going to be the better choice. Going into instructions now. Again, these figures have always been pretty straightforward builds, just attaching legs and arms to the torso. However, this one does have a much more complicated paint scheme should you choose to build her per the box art. So be aware of that and be prepared to do a fair bit of masking. One thing to note, though, is you need to attach the eye decals before you put that forelock on. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time getting it. One nice thing I like that they include was some of the design sketches. That's just a nice little extra that they don't have to include, but when you get it, it just makes it that much nicer. So, overall, at this point this year, we've looked at a fair number of these kits. And I'd have to say, while this is probably one of the more complicated ones in terms of what you're going to have to do painting wise, design wise, it's par for the course. And personally, I think it's one of the better ones. Yeah, you are going to have to do a fair bit of masking depending on what design you go with. But overall, it's still a simple figure, not overly complex, and does provide you a decent amount of customization should you choose to go that route. So that was a look at Hasegawa's 1/12 scale Claire figure in her sci-fi outfit. Good little figure kit with a fair bit of challenge. So until next time.